Hi, everyone. I wasn't sure if anyone was going to make it because it was last minute, and I'm not a spontaneous person. Y'all got a 5x5 on me? Is anyone hearing an echo? Because I hear an echo back. But I wanted to it shouldn't be really long either. Hi, Joe, Tammy, Lady Smith, Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon is my YouTube mama. Let me see all who's in there. Steve, I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you, Miss Sharon, 5x5. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple things about the channel and then get into a couple things, and anything else y'all want to talk about is great. I was thinking about doing a live every Sunday. If that works, I don't know. I don't want to step on any toes, who all may be doing stuff on Sundays also or time. I was thinking around this time. So, I want feedback. Maybe I'll put a poll or something up. Is around this time frame every Sunday, does that work for me to do a little a live, and we can talk about whatever, or if there's something big that's happened. I just do it. For me, Sundays is what starts my week off. So I just kind of wanted to talk about that. I don't know if y'all can hear that. There's a ton of military choppers going over right now. It's really loud. So let me know if this time frame works. Every Sunday I'll try to do a little live. So that is kind of what this was about, and it was together last minute. I was busy this morning, lost track of time most of the day. And then the other thing is, this week, make sure you keep an eye on my community tab, because I'm going to do another giveaway for my subs for December. And this is also the end of this month, the December month, is the holidays and free gift. And the end of this month makes 1 year since I started this channel. And I made my first year with all the help from all you guys. I couldn't have done it without you. The ups and downs, y'all know who you are, who've been there from the start. I really appreciate it. So keep an eye on my community tab. I'm going to give away, how it works, it doesn't matter if you enter 5 entries or 1 entry, everyone will still only get 1 entry. But I'm going to do one of my tumblers. I should have brought one in here. I may have showed them before. It's just a silver, like the stainless steel tumblers. And then also one of my coffee cups. So I will do that this week and get that out. So that's kind of what some of this was about. I did want, because I was going to be up here. Hey, Joe, Michael, hi, Betty, Candle, Kim. I see all you guys. Thank you for coming in. I know it was last minute. I do see you guys. I don't know how many heard about the blackout in central North Carolina that started last night, it was in Moore County, which is it's kind of northwest of Fayetteville. If you know anything about North Carolina, it's in central North Carolina. So I'm going to read just some little notes I've taken, and I haven't looked in a couple hours to see any updates. So some of y'all may have updates that I don't. Please throw them in the comments. So it was a widespread blackout in central North Carolina, 40,000 without power, and it rendered the wastewater pumps. They were all out across that area. And the Moore County Sheriff's, the sheriff, he gave a thing and said, this may have been caused by an intentional damage on multiple substations, and it is being investigated as a criminal occurrence. So there's that. And of course, old Governor Roy Cooper, he's as worthless as a bag of rocks, but he said that he had been communicating with Duke Energy and law enforcement. They're working on this matter, on the situation, but they were advising everyone to limit their water and sewer usage and to stay off the roads unless it was an absolute emergency. So I think now let me touch on this. Hear me out when I say these are rumors. These are rumors going around. I don't know. They're investigating. I don't, in my opinion, this was intentional. Why? I don't know. There are rumors, and they're starting to pop up that are circulating. There was a certain show. There's a certain show in Southern Pines, North Carolina. That's in that county. And they had been already protesting this certain show, and that this may have been a deliberate attack to try to shut these certain shows that were going down in that county. I don't know. Those are rumors that they're saying, and they're reporting these are rumors. So I don't know. Whatever the reason was, it just seems, in my opinion, that, of course, it was an intentional thing. I have not heard. I did hear it started about 7 p.m. last night. I haven't. Yes, Tanya, those shows. I don't know. I don't know where they are. If anything's been brought back up. I don't know. If you do, drop it down there. I haven't went and looked again. And then also, I put it in my community tab before I came up a couple hours ago or something. The whole Venmo, PayPal, IRS reporting $600 threshold. I put that up there. I'm not going to go deep in that. That's something that's been coming. We've talked about that. I've reported on that, maybe on Rumble more. My opinion about that is just to get their foot in the door to track and all of it. I mean, forget whether it's $600. That's just their foot in the door to control and monitor everything, every amount, on and on. So, and there's things about, even, especially if you have any reason that you use PayPal, or if you're a creator or have anything like that, oftentimes when you go to switch that out, it's hard to find some of those. A lot of banks or different things you can use instead of that they won't hook up with different banks. It's more limited, I should say, which was probably on purpose. That's why they're so large, but so that's going on. A lot of people don't know where to turn. I've had a situation dealing with that, because a lot of us, you have to pay out through that, then get in your, you know how it goes. So just, keep those, hey, Bama James, hey, James, you made it. So just, keep those things in mind. And I talk about, and part of my Sunday chat is about getting our week started. Whether you want to get up here and talk in the chat and we discuss, hey, Snoopy, I'm so glad you're here, is, getting our week started. It may be things we have going on, things we need to get done. And part of that, hey, Teresa, is, and I talked about it in, probably in my rant, in my rant video, is about, and I'm seeing it more and more. And I say it even, not even talking to somebody, if I'm reading things, and I'll just say, your focus is wrong. Check your focus. I'm not saying, we don't have to, because I do. I have to, we have to address things, or something may kind of, get underneath our skin a little bit. But again, refocus on the big picture. And always remember, we've talked about this for so long, all the time, is being mindful of what is distractions, what is real and what's important. Because at the end, we still have goals, and things we have to stay focused on, this big picture, and not get, how it's kind of like, I'm always a head on a swivel. I am very extremely mindful of my surroundings. If I am ever out of my home, constantly, I watch people. I'm constantly scanning. I do not get distracted by something. I'm watching people. I'm watching the environment. That's how I am. I do not relax out and about. I just don't. I've kind of always been that way. But if you're out doing that, and if you see, one thing over this way, you cannot turn your complete focus and just be hyper focused on that, and you're not watching or being aware of anything else going on, or potentially going on, or anything else. That's the same thing that was going on in the world around us. In the news, petty stuff, little things. There's things that bother us. There are things that I do not agree with that may bother us, that are, we're like, this is wrong. This is on and on. Yes, we can feel that way. You can do it, but please do not let it consume you, and you lose track of where you are and where you need to be going. Okay. I want to bring that. Yes, Betty, always. I do not relax if I'm out and about, especially if I'm out by myself. Even though you have tools of the trade that can help you with that, I don't. I'm mindful of, I don't trust people. That's why I stay out in nature. I'm much more comfortable around critters, wildlife, and none of that. That doesn't scare me. So let me catch up in the chat. Anything y'all want to also discuss, please throw out. Yes, Steve Berry. Oh, you know what? I haven't done. And also, I'm sorry, guys. This is this is my first live chat alone. And running this and talking and keeping up is behind. But so I need to go back. But I will. Yes. Free Prepper Nation. Let John out. They're going after everybody with that. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. The real ones, the good ones, are getting hit left and right. Every time I turn around, somebody in my circle, my people, my tribe, who I say, I will turn my cheek over and over against myself, but do not mess with my people. That will get me going. Joe, I should have put you up there, Joe. I could have just let you rant for me. You're graceful at ranting. No, I mean, I think I dropped one swear word. I'm not sure. I try not to. But I was mad because I was fed up. But I had to address it, and it just had to come out. And then, I move on. It is what it is. Oh, okay. Let's see what came out to say. I don't know about that right now. Anybody know about this? I'm sorry, and I'm going back, so this may be old. Y'all probably talked about it, and here I am behind on my own show. That's a KC way right there. I don't. Does anyone know about that? Any thoughts on T-Man wanting to cancel the Constitution in KC? I do not. Yes, Joe. Yes, I'm going through this. Stay strapped. Yep. Yes. Even in your yard, you're out gardening and doing something, and you're distracted. Your back's to stuff. You better be with your tools. So, let's see. Me too, Montana Nana. I'd much rather be up on bears than people. That's me. I've run up on a couple bears. Oh, yes. Snoopy, yes. John got hit. Was it last Monday or Tuesday or something? Yeah, so he got a weekend. He got a strike for an old video. I want to think it was like 2 years old. It was an old one. And that is how they're doing. And I have my thoughts about YouTube games. And if it's up and they've left it and they approved it, and we don't have a list. We do not, as creators, we're always, dancing in a minefield on what we can and can't say. We could say it now. We could say it then, but we can't say it now. They'll go back. They'll review things. Then we have trolls and the haters, please, and trolls, please get in the back. I do not care. They'll go. People report things. And that's why I tell people, if you get a strike, you appeal everything. Appeal everything because it's just mess. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm catching up. And all the limits. Yes, Huckleberry. Heard this morning. See, look how far back I am. Oh, okay. I think I'm caught up. What are you talking about? Oh, yes, that's what it was. It was an opinion about that election. It was an opinion. It was something he said about it, and you can't say any of that, or it doesn't matter. Even if like 2 years ago, you can't say anything about it, or they'll come after you. That's right. That's right, Miss Sharon. I don't have the energy for that nastiness. I don't. When we get bombarded and people's like, oh, just ignore. You do. You pick your battles. I talk about it. You pick your battles and you let things go. But when you're bombarded and just under attack, and it's like when it gets to the point where I'm dreading opening my email or my channel, then we're going to have a come to Jesus meeting about stuff and I will block somebody in a minute because I will not let it steal my peace and joy. And I will block them because that's just the way I am. Yes. Yeah. Do your thing. Yeah, winter is odd, especially if you're homesteading or any level of homesteading. If you're doing that, um, you know, if especially if you have animals, you have to go out. It does not matter the weather, how you feel, if you're sick or in that bed or not. You have to take care of stuff like that. And winter can be hard, but then winter can also leave you shut in at times. Of course, depending on where you're at. Um, you know, that is yes. Want to collect information, move them out the life. I do. Okay. So, Frank, the particular book recommend for a medical plant. Okay, I don't have a particular one source. You can go to your even like your wildlife thing or your local agriculture place. This is why I recommend people try it because a lot of times they're free. Is is and because it also goes with foraging um is go get everyone if you can. If there's nothing else you get something that is for your region, local for your region plants to identify them thoroughly. You know, I don't have a particular. I need to do a book thing and do a research because a lot of my stuff, like I say, is it's from generations down and learning. It's from old ways. I have like Native American. I think I've shown them before. I'll just put it up in my community post again. Ones I've had. If anyone has a really good one they use, please, by all means, drop it in there, and share that. But I do always recommend people starting. And a lot of times you can get it from your agriculture or your what is like your forestry places, whatever's local. Get something. Hey, Eric, how are you? For your region, if that's what you're talking about. Now, Frank, if you're not talking about that, tell me in the comments, and I'll try to. Hey, Ghost. I'll try to do that, but I don't anything that has good. I like color. If you're investing and spending money on a book, or if you have a printer and you print off what you're interested or want, print them off. Print them, and it has good colored pictures, whether it's a book or you print them off. And then you need something that is in comparison. Any book you have, it needs to have a comparison. If it has a poisonous, toxic, dangerous lookalike, you need to know exactly what you have to learn your dangerous lookalikes. You have to know because most of them, when you have to know. You train your nose. Like I mean, my kids say I'm like a bloodhound. I can identify things or if something's wrong with something by smell faster than anything else. I know, but I was taught that very, very early, like the first 6 years, probably before I remember, that's how I was raised. And so, make sure your dangerous lookalikes just as well as how to identify something you're trying to use. And then when in doubt, is leave it alone. No matter what, just don't say, I'll just chance it. I don't care what it is. Oh, random. Oh, I crochet. I crochet also. My oldest crochets a lot. She's really good at that. I am trying to catch up. Forgive me. See, y'all got your own conversation. The cool kids are talking. Hutch. How are you? Hi. Hey, everybody. See y'all. Thank you for being here. Hey, Mr. JR himself, the Liberty Tree. Let me speak on that. The Liberty Tree Fellowship. Fantastic. Go over. Miss Sharon, can you drop that link for me? If you haven't already, you may have. Go over there and check. JR's got a great thing going on over there. And he has a website that is off of YouTube. So there isn't, there's more freedom they have over there. Please go check that out. It's just a great source. He's got a great thing going on over there. Yeah, Betty, make sure it's your area. Oh, thank you, Michael. Let's see what the edible wild plants. Oh, see, write that down, guys. I do take for granted that often I know, but I mean, take advantage while you do have, you can look up things. You can look up, I always joke around and talk about, stay away from Google, Dr. Google and all that, but there are good sources for things like that. You can look up in comparison. Um, but I should do some investigating myself and go ahead and drop something. I review some and see what I think would work. Here's some more. Y'all write these down. Oh, you know what? I have that book, The Medical Herbs for Rosemary Gladstar. I have her book. I don't have the other one. That Medical Herbs, A Beginner's Guide by Rosemary Gladstar. I got that as a gift years ago. And I don't even remember who. I'm so sorry, but it's a pretty good book. It does. I mean, if you start out brand new and you don't know, and then I think something needs to be. I mean, I think there's more thorough ones especially if it's a foraging thing. Now, if you're talking about herbal stuff, as far as you're like, I have these seeds or I bought starters and I'm growing an herbal garden. People ask me all the time, what would you grow? Well, I mean, there's certain ones I always do for medical stuff. But the biggest thing is you always need to go, maybe you have certain, ailments or you're prone to. Maybe you're somebody who's prone to, like, anytime I get a simple cold, it really affects me in my respiratory. You may be one of those people who are prone to those, or I'm just like, I'm prone to getting sinus infections or infections or GI issues. You need to lean that towards, or maybe you have a family history, kind of, this runs in the family. And I've talked about stuff like that before. You need to kind of guide on what your need is not going to be what my need or someone else's need may be. So, I would make a list of things like you're prone on, and then that you would like to have for XYZ, and then plant accordingly for that. And I've done early on, especially I did, my top, it was really like one of my very first videos I did about basically what my herbal garden is, what I always keep in there, things like thyme, oregano, and this isn't herb, but having garlic. If you buy a big, clove thing of organic garlic, take some of those cloves off. They'll start to sprout out grain. You know how they do, and plant them, and just keep it going. And then if you want to, I am huge on the honey and garlic. That's a double hit. It lasts. You're not going to have to worry about it. And it's really good. It goes down really easy, and it has fantastic benefits. Those type of things. Keep it going. Different mints are really good for different things. I got you, JR. You're welcome. I appreciate you. Let me see. I'm going to put these up here. I'm behind on chat. See, I need to look at some of these myself, because at least and I tell people, even if it's my videos, another YouTuber you watch, things you see, you read, whatever, print it or write it down, because like a blackout, something simple, could be in the middle of a blackout, may come back up, but you may be in a situation to say, oh man, what was that? Something somebody talked about to do if you have this, whatever, you're going to want it. You need to flip through, make a 3-ring binder, things like that. Yeah. Fill up. Exactly. Fill up them notebooks. Yes. Yes, Huckleberry. Yes, I am working on that book. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Can you believe I'm doing a live chat on my own? Are giving me grace. I mean, I'm winging it. I don't have all the fancy stuff, but I'm just in here I'm always gonna be authentic and real. If I mess up, no, we can laugh about it later. One of the fellas that do all the things, they'll make little clips out of it. Yes. Okay, Tammy, this about that. And, and there are people's like, oh, I've never heard of that. Okay, well, you do you, but there are certain things people think, oh, it's just a plant, it's just a herb. Oh, this is just food, but you people do not understand how powerful a lot of that stuff is. Oh, Joe, let me talk to you about this. Do you do sinus rinses? Sinus rinses with colloidal silver, steam pots. Put some sea salt in there, some apple cider vinegar. That steam, it'll get things going on about that. If it's allergy issues, I recommend quercetin. Is that going to get me in trouble, YouTube? Dehisced stinging nettles, dry stinging nettles tea, however you want to do it. It's gonna fix you right up. I don't even know how far back I am. Yeah, Snoopy, honey and garlic, right? Just a staple in the house. Oh yeah, thank you, JR. Don't forget the thumbs up. See, do all the YouTubey stuff. I forget to say that all the time. Do the thumbs up, like, share, comment, whatever. Do all that. It does. I hate to. I don't know. It doesn't flow natural, or I just don't usually think about it. But truly, it helps with the nonsense on the algorithm and all that YouTubey stuff that I don't understand myself. I'm just a creator. I don't know how to do any of this. That's all I do. Oh, I just saw it. Where did it go? Darren's in the house. Mayhem. He's a goofball. Hey, Pilgrim. Oh, yeah. Will they identify them, Kim, if you take stuff? I don't know. I know, like, if you go to an agriculture place, or if you have like some fish, game and wildlife, forestry places, you can take stuff up there like that for them to. Miss Betty, no, I haven't listed books. I did a video on books some time back. But I talked about them, but I can. I will put that. I will make a note to do that. James, you drive safe. Don't worry about us. You can just listen to us, or listen to me and catch up on it. Yard dog, how you doing? Okay, I think I'm all Darren, goof. Yeah, that's your motto, right? Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Yeah, Betty, I don't remember when it was. I just gave, it was a couple. It wasn't even just this. It was, stuff. I mean, some of MD Creekmore's books were in there, some butchering, some books I had from school that are good to have on hand. There's a couple really good ones in there. I need to probably do a whole thing and update, give some more the list on there. I probably need to do that. Oh, let me see. Yeah, when you start that, I started 2 jars of honey garlic, 2 weeks. First week burped every day, then once a week. Kept in dark, tastes just fine. Not sure how much take. Okay, that you can take however much you want to take of that. Man, with those first 2 weeks of that stuff, I opened mine outside. It's rough. Oh my gosh. But I have some in my cabinet, Sandra, and then I have a jar that I have in my fridge. I've never had one go bad. Now, sometimes you'll see in that fermenting process, you'll see you may even get like a blue hue to the garlic. It's just fermenting. That's just doing its thing. And if it's raw, real, honey, good real garlic, I always say use organic, so you're not putting anything toxic in your body. You're kind of defeating the purpose. It's just not going to go bad. And with anything that you're fermenting, or if you're doing tinctures or infused oils, just make sure your solids are submerged in whatever liquid, honey, you have it in. Because if it comes out the top, that's when you're going to mold. Sometimes with the honey and the garlic, they have, I don't have one, but they sell them. They're like little weights. They fit into jars and they weight down. They're 4 things like that. I don't have one. I haven't had that issue, but I shake or I give mine a good stir. Most of the time I only use wood or plastic because I just have that. Because that's what I'll do. So that if I have something that's with a vinegar base, I'm not putting metal in there. You can't do that. Um, but I mean, there's not really a dosage. So if you're like, if you're not going to I mean, I guess anything in moderation. But if you're sick, I mean, take it several times a day, and you'll be fine. Feel something coming on, take it. But if you just even culinary, if you want to eat, it's fantastic on stuff like chicken, or if you make like fresh bread and smear. Oh my gosh, it's so good, and it has the health benefits. I'm huge on preventive care, just incorporating these things also before they're needed. If you just incorporate these things regularly, usually things won't take hold. You may not ever get sick, but usually it won't. Oh yeah, mayhem. It does take a long time to do it. Oh, hey, Grizz. I forgot you. I was like, who is this J guy in here? Hey, Grizz. I forgot you did change your thing. Oh, see, I want bees. I haven't made that leap. And I asked about doing bees. I haven't. And I know, like, we looked into it and talked to our local bee guy who I get our honey from. And, it's best to start, I think it's like in April or something like that. It's good times to start, so you're more fail proof. But, yeah, if you can grow your own garlic, garlic will knock out about anything. I mean, truly, it's good stuff. And honey, I mean, you just can't beat those. Those are great. Oh, okay. Yeah. This is the fermenting lids. So I think I've showed them in some of my before. Mine are like these yellow fermenting lids. They have a handle. You can use cheesecloth, different things if you're doing fermenting with if it's a vinegar base, you want something like that. Even when it's done, you want a plastic lid, or put something like parchment paper, something in between, because it'll corrode the metal lids, and I just avoid that. But yeah, you can buy it. Nothing. And I tell people, don't break the bank or stress yourself. Things don't have to be fancy. Seriously. I'm so simple about things. Oh gosh. I was looking at the honey. I know who you are, Grizz. I just forgot you changed your name. Yeah, let me know, Kim, about the beekeeping. I want to do that. I mean, because we go through a ton of honey. Honey, I mean, everything's going up, and honey, I understand. You get if you see what goes into that and everything, there's a whole other respect for that. But I go through it. In some form, I think I consume honey every day. Yeah, I know. I need to get bees. I just haven't. I haven't ventured into. I've been looking into it and studying it, and I knew that the time that it came around, I kind of missed that window. Because our local bee guy, he's great. He can help you do a setup, and he'll come and kind of school you on that in your new place, and you can buy a queen and different. You can do all that. Just certain times of year are better than not. And I'm not gonna lie, they are fun to teach you. Yes, I absolutely believe that. DC is. I'm extremely. I'm not allergic to bees. I am allergic to I'm allergic really bad to yellow flies. But I am very sensitive to stings and bites of different things. I go back and forth. Yeah, I've been watching all that type of stuff, and I know a couple bee people. And I follow some of them. Yeah, see, that's where that first startup, and here I preach about things don't, go simple thing. You don't have to make things fancy, but then there's certain things you need to have. I need to pick your brain about that. Yeah, send me an email. But that is something. I mean, I think like how I talk about the colloidal silver generator, it will pay for itself if you get bees. That exactly. for getting your own honey, I'm positive that will more than pay for itself. And you have your pollinators. Which, speaking on that, my husband and I talked all this year, this growing season that we just came out of. We were not seeing hardly any bees this year, and we kept thinking about that. And we were having to self pollinate a lot of other things in our garden because we were not seeing bees this year. Now, do I have my opinion about that? Of course I do, because my mind's set on everything. Is okay, Miss Sharon. Is we were having to do that, and I think there's causes that are not natural occurrences. Yes, there's cycles that are natural. I get it. That's not what I'm saying. That were causing that population to go down, because even with that, people I was conversating and talking to about their bees, and they were seeing some stuff going on. And so I think there's something that's doing that. Exactly, Michael, about the winter. And I mean, if you know anything about North Carolina, it's if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. It'll drastically change for you one day to the next. But then when it's not naturally occurring either, what could possibly go wrong with that? It's not bad if you take your time to prepare for beekeeping. Yeah, that's what I have to do. Beaverines. The beaverines are in here. Yeah, I've been hearing this too, because when I started looking up different things, you can look, you'll start seeing forums like all over the place. People are talking about that, or people's entire hives. I was seeing that, and the hives, they would be dead, and they were just like, I've never had this happen. It was like weird things or weird behavior. And I saw this one thing, I don't remember where it was, but it was on YouTube, and there were beekeepers, and they said that things were just kind of going rogue. That was their word, as they put it. Weird behavior. And yeah, exactly. It's all of that. It's so many different things. And I think that because anything with even pesticides for humans, animals, the bees, everything, it causes central nervous system, neurological type issues. And I think a lot of that. See, yeah, I'm not. No, I think I'll probably get stung the most, Grizz, when I'm butchering. And those kind of ground bees and the sweat bees, they'll come around when you're butchering, like I butcher my birds, and the blood, they'd come up to that, and they would end up getting me. I can't stand any of that, but yeah, I don't live in no subdivision. But yeah, all the stuff people put in their yards and spray all over the place, that'll do it. And people don't understand that like, oh, it's over here. Well, the runoff and the evaporation and rain, it's all a cycle. Basic, the basic science they're not teaching anymore. I believe that, but I can't say that on here. Absolutely. Look that up. Everything is a energy and vibrations. And yeah, Michael, I was having a problem. So yeah, I absolutely do believe that. Yep, all that. I always say eyes up. A lot of different things. And it's not getting rid of, well, Michael just said, it's not getting rid of the mosquitoes. I don't vouch for that. It's certainly not. They just put those out themselves. Oh, you know what I use is vanilla. The car and the little the yellow, look like yellow trees. They're just vanilla car incense. Those keep flies and bees and stuff away. Also, I put those up around my coop, on my door handles. I put them around, but because it'll keep the flies. They don't like that. So, and I just don't have an issue with flies like that. As long as I keep those rotated every couple months, I don't have an issue with that. But I react to stuff like dryer sheets, anything that's a scented synthetic thing. I react awful. I'm very sensitive to things like that. That's right. God's got it covered. But yes, Steve, goes with that Common Core math. Hmm. Yeah, you know what? I've always we would get the honey in the jar, and it would have the cone in it, and we would chew on that and get the wax and everything. I love beeswax. That's what I mean. I use all that for my salves. I don't use anything. I try not to use anything synthetic. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but the pollinators say if the honeybees, they don't bother me if they're around. I don't ever get bit by those. The big bumblebees, pollinate stuff. I didn't see a lot of even like, how you plant certain things to bring in like butterflies and bees for your gardens. We just didn't see them. I mean, we were stressing because a lot of our stuff we would have to self pollinate, and it doesn't take the same as when nature does it. Hey, McBean, how are you? Um, it it was stressful, and you have to catch that stuff at the right time, even the time of day, or you'll miss a window where you can self pollinate things. Um, yep, this is all I tell people all the time. Local allergies, get your local raw honey, take it every day for your allergies. It's like nature's way of giving you allergy shots without the side effects. Um, okay, I get asked this a lot. So let's talk about mushrooms. Foraging mushrooms. Yes, there's wonderful benefits. Yes, it can be very dangerous. Because of that, I usually advise people, and this is because of me, you can find plenty on YouTube, internet, whatever, is if you are not well versed in foraging, I advise people, and that's just also because YouTube stays after me a lot of different ways, is to find a local, even again, your local agriculture, anything to talk about your area and safely do mushrooms. Because mushrooms they can be very dangerous if you don't know 100%. And my thing is when I tell people, if you're absolutely learning and all you do from having a professional do it is go learn if you want to learn mushrooms, I would do it that, because they can be tricky, and it takes a minute. Those can be dangerous. Um, yes. Hmm. Yeah, there's different frequencies. There's even things about that, even about cats purring, their purrs. Have you heard about that? You ever look that up? Um, is their purr is different frequencies. Healing stuff about cats, if they sit on you, like if you have an injury and they're purring on that frequency helps stuff like that. People think it's whack, but there is a science behind it. Oh yeah. I'm careful when I do my trapping because I don't want to trap honeybees also, but there are certain ones now. Now wasp, hornets, no. No, I don't have it, no. I just stay because stuff like this attracted me for some reason. It'll just come after me. I seem to always be the one. It could be everybody out there, and I'll be the one to get stung every time. Yes, I agree, Darren. Um, I agree with that. Is the old school ways, and if you were raised in it, but even then, there are certain things. Even I won't discuss through this unless I'm hands on with somebody, because there's just certain things you can't, it's different, and I'm a hands-on learner anyways. That's just, I do best that way. It's different if you have somebody out there with you and you're looking right at it and you're doing a comparison, see this one and then this one's okay, this one will kill you. You need to, I just think and I'm all about people's, safety first about everything. Okay, as far as you have to be careful. And I mean, we're never going to completely escape any of it. That's why we constantly support our immune system, detoxing, putting good stuff in. And things as far as water and air and things like that. Of course, don't do it if it's somewhere, like say you lived in a subdivision, but behind that subdivision was woods. There's going to be runoff from that subdivision. I wouldn't trust it. And you wash things, thoroughly. If you have to splash vinegar in it, there's different ways you can do that. But you just have to be very careful and know your area. Go deep away from everything you can. Don't do it by a road side because a lot of medicinal plants, trees, foliage, all that, um, they will absorb toxic type things because a lot of them will purify air and they try to do that. They constantly try to do that and they'll absorb it and it'll be in there. So you don't do that. And we'll never completely escape all of it. You just um part of the world we live in. And that's why you gotta stay on top of your body so it can filter things out. Yeah, you have to be very careful about mushrooms, Sandra. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Darren. It does. It's just different. And like I talk about I like a lot of things like the smell. There are a lot of things you can tell how the smell, if it has, certain smells or different things to it. And that's why and there's certain things people will ask me, will you cover this? And I won't, not trying to be ugly, but I'd rather it's not coming from me. And then something happened because some of it I'm like, unless you're in person and I can compare the two and show you, or you have somebody that can compare the two and show you, there's certain ones I won't touch. Oh, really, Chris? They had to throw them away because were they toxic? I mean, were they showing signs of something or made them sick? What was going on? Um, I don't. Let me see. Where did I see this comment? Not like any. But I would be careful if you're getting things out of ditches. And the reason is because where the water that comes through there, I mean, yeah, it collects rain stuff. I mean, you can test rainwater and it's got Roundup in it. They found Roundup in women's mother's breast milk because it absorbs. It's in the rain. And which is odd is oftentimes, and depending on where we've lived, if I am out and I get a lot of rainwater directly on me, it will cause me to, like, I'm sensitive to things. It will burn. I will start itching and my skin will burn. I don't get hives, but it feels like a chemical stuff. Yeah, there's all kinds of, and people don't agree. You do each to their own, do whatever. But there's a lot of fantastic medicinal things for that. Of course, can I talk about it? No. But there are pretty different forms that comes in, and that was used for longer than what it has not been used for in medical. That was used for a lot of different things, and I think it has fantastic medicinal and healing properties. But I can't. My lips are. There's a hand over my mouth on that one. Black walnuts. Oh, really? And the price of, if you say pecans or pecans, whichever, I say both. Um, they're so expensive. All different nuts are so expensive. Why were they bad? Were they getting moldy? I've seen a lot of things. People are having mold issues with things like that the last couple years. Um, it's a shame, but they know what they're doing. All these different, non-natural things. I mean, look at the stuff they're doing with meat, vegetation. You know how it goes. Um, that's one thing when you start messing around, and they're trying to. Well, they have their reasons. We know what that is, but you know, you start messing around with things that aren't natural or how they've always done and been made to do. That divine design. How about that? Um, it starts having issues. Well, I'm not saying mine's going to be the best. Um, so yeah, I mean, the couple people put some down. I will probably go back through and write them down and put them in my community. Any Um, herbal remedies like books. Most of my stuff is family. That's why I've had so much. No, and don't be sorry if I've already covered it. It's fine. Um, and that's why I say write it down and I go over different things. Is I don't know that any that because again, when it's I don't mean to, but I take for granted because this is what I've known. So those who wrote some earlier, um, if a good herbal remedy, like herbal remedies, not growing stuff, please drop it down there for Stephen. I will get the book. The outer shell neighbor. Oh, it didn't come off. See, I think this has to do with, like plants, animals, everything. They have a season. There's certain temperatures that change and do things for things to do their natural process, and they've been altering so many things. It's just put things out of whack. We know why. Yeah, the fungus and stuff, especially if you live anywhere, even subtropical, even some other ones. It's the different fungus and molds that are going on are awful. And I was having a hard time with certain things, root vegetables, not taking off this past season, and then different mold things would just take hold and mess up things, and it's just not natural occurring. Yeah. Thanks, Kim. Thank you. Yeah, please always help each other out. I am fine. I am always, unless it's an off, colored channel information, please, I help send people. Yeah, I tell people if I don't know, I will send you somewhere that would know and could help you. Books, other creators, I don't care. I mean, we're all in this together as far as that's my take on things. Please help each other out. But yeah, so we're going on about an hour, but please, y'all do let me know either here in this, or if I need to put up a community tab about it. Does this time frame, does this work? I'm on Eastern Standard Time, about 3:30 on Sundays. Does it work? I don't want to step on anybody else's toes. I don't know anyone else that's kind of, I'm sure there's somebody out there, but in our circle of main people that does a live at Sunday at this time. And I want to do it to start our week. And, we'll get into a flow of things, like this was the first one. We'll get in a flow of things topics and things I may cover from like the weekend, or things that may be coming up. And I'm like, hey guys, look forward, keep your eyes and ears open, because they're talking about something happening this week, or something that maybe they're working on or going to get proposed. I talk about things like that. We'll talk about things or anything y'all want to talk about in here. If something just hits me and whatever, I'll come. But I thought, I don't think so, Pilgrim. I don't think most people do. And Sunday, I don't know if Sunday's good. I try to do it so it wasn't, in the morning, at lunch. Sundays can be like that. It's a lot of family time. People go to church or different things they may do. I don't want to interrupt that, but then kind of before dinner time really gets started. But of course, it's always that time for somebody, depending on where they are in the world watching. But our beekeeper lives are during the week. I need to look at that. But is Pure Blood in here? I didn't see him. Hey, Pure Blood, if you're in here. Oh, there you are. There you are. I appreciate you. So yeah, I'll try to do this. Thanks, James. I'll try to do this, every Sunday. And of course, unless something comes up, and we'll get into it, whatever y'all want to talk about. I appreciate y'all coming by. I know it was last minute. I wasn't sure if anybody was going to show up or if people just catch it on the replay. But it's something I've been wanting to do. It's hard to do. It's it's not as easy to do a live solo, but just internet for chat. I got great subs. I mean, y'all are great in my chat. And Miss Sharon, My YouTube mama, I call her. Yeah, Grizz, I think I'm gonna do them every Sunday, at least every Sunday, and I'll get in the groove of doing them more. I'll have to do this a good way. See, I'm gonna have to check it out. We'll check that out. Thank you. Yes, my mod, Miss Sharon. Yes, Snoopy. I think if Sunday works this time, I think we'll do it. We'll do it regular. And of course, you can email me if you have like, hey, can we try to touch on this? There's my hands are tied on certain subjects, but yes, if it's before Sunday or that morning before whatever, if you're like, hey, can we talk about this? Can you bring this up? If you heard anything about this, send me an email, of course. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. And of course, I'll be through the week. I'll be doing videos. Everyone, head on a swivel. Do not get distracted. Keep our focus where it needs to be. And everyone, stay on top of things. Pick your battles. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming.